Today marks 30 days since President Moon Jae-in was elected, and so far he's getting more public support than any Korean president in history. A poll by Gallup Korea of 1,011 Korean adults found that 82% of respondents said the president is doing a good job managing state affairs. It's a dip of 2% from the same poll last week, but it's still considered to be the highest approval rating for any administration in the honeymoon stage. 10% of respondents said he is not doing a good job, and 8% declined to answer. A top reason cited in his favor was his communication skills, while his detractors pointed to what they called his poor personnel picks. The survey had a 95% confidence level with a margin of error of plus or minus 3.1%.